I'm Julie Russell-Steuart, and I'm a printmaker and activist. My print shop is where I play, layering images, text, and color. When I thought about what motivates me, I discovered that I developed a voice, connected to others, and communicated my ideas through art. I grew up without a voice. As a child with a severe hearing loss, I was isolated by my inability to join the casual conversation of my peers. To cope, I turned to books. Both my brother and my father shared the same hearing loss, and we were all great readers of science fiction. In middle school, I discovered that I could draw after I won a Rite Aid drugstore contest for a Mother's Day portrait. Making art didn't depend on interaction with anyone else, and was a language where I could have a voice and express myself. I drew people, I drew faces, I drew eyes and sad mouths. I moved from these faces that express my feelings to connecting with real people by drawing them. In art college, I drew portraits as a way of getting to know someone. Combining my love of words with images was natural. I made an artist book called The Last Portrait, in addition with linoleum cuts and letterpress printing. It's about the artist's connection with the subject and a feminist dialogue on subjectivity and viewpoint. I continue to explore text and image. My installation, Spirits of the Land, was an ambitious and immersive experience of a cave with portraits of people who worked with the land. I saw them as protectors who communicate the importance of a connection to our land. I wrote poetry for the space. My press name, K-Works Press, gets its name story from the installation. I've been publishing poetry broadsides on the Vandercook Proof Press, my main tool for printmaking. My tools are part of printing history and our democracy. With reading as the great equalizer, even a mostly deaf girl can navigate the world and have a voice, and the power of her press. One of the things I've used it for is making posters for marching and demonstrating. Women's March on the Iowa Capitol, Our Minds, Our Bodies, Our Power, the March to End Corporate Greed, a rally in Des Moines with Bernie Sanders. Artist books are like mini installations, an object as well as a text. They also communicate through touch. Throwaway is an investigation into the culture of consumerism with a wide range of the thrown away and uses materials like string and cardboard to print from. With my interest in women's reproductive rights, I used an image of a pregnant woman's torso for this book. The printing was planned so that there would be one overall image, and it was cut in successive pages like a C-section, each fold opening up and revealing text and images on women's experiences throughout history. The writer Toni Morrison said, "The best art is unquestionably political and irrevocably beautiful." I've completely taken this to heart. My new print series, Ephemera, seeks to respond to current events or moments caught, like my neighbor's lone lighted window. I like to imagine how many fleeting moments of protest or headlines were printed using my wood type, which is over 100 years old, building up layers of meaning with words, masking them to create shapes, using color overlays, and adding metal ornaments on the fly is an intuitive process. I wanted to return to my roots as a drawing practitioner. I'm using dry point, where I scratch into a plate with a sharp tool. I layer cut shapes and wood and metal type. My Arctic tern is a messenger, spending most of its time in the air, migrating from pole to pole. Limbo was made last summer when our lack of social supports was laid bare by the virus, when it became apparent that corporate profits were more important than human life. But I've made this image irrevocably beautiful, with color choices and drawing details. My latest print is inspired by summer campfires and the Black Lives Matter protests. What was this burning heart? I realized it was like staring into our collective grief, when ordinary people took to the streets and became activists, holding signs, or whole families bravely marching in their communities for justice. I don't know where my art will take me. I just know that I'll be using my voice and the power of my press. I hope you'll find me on Instagram as kworks or visit my website at kworkspress.com. Thank you for listening in.